Well, Ambassador Chike Anigbo, who is standing by. He's a former permanent secretary, political affairs in the office of the secretary to the government of the Federation. Well, he's also an election observer. Good morning and thanks for joining us on Nigeria 2015. Tell us what you think this election is for us as a country.
To start with, good morning very much. I appreciate it very much for you inviting me this morning to participate in this discussion. Yes, I was an election observer in Sierra Leone. My name is Ambassador Chike Anigbo. Thank you very much.
Well, this is not the first election you have covered as an observer. You have a couple of other elections that you've gone, in fact, within the continent, the African continent, and a couple of other places you've seen. Tell us what this is for us as a people. We're trying to marry this with subsequent elections in the country, the 1999 election, the 2011 election, and even 2003 election. From what candidates we're trying to look at how we have been able to metamorphose into this particular moment which we are in at the moment. Are we progressing?
Very much. Yes, I believe we are progressing to a very, very hard way. We are no longer elected because we keep us against it. We are rather doing the best we can to just continue the right path. Let everybody, let the exception of the doctor, everybody participate.
Who he or she wants to be the Nigerian head of state or whatever they're fighting for. Yes, we are progressing in a big way.
You just might want to be a little bit specific. When we say we're progressing, let's talk about the movement of electoral materials on election day.
Very good. I'm not part of the INEC, but however, from the areas I have observed elections before, so far, if we have been told that the election materials have moved since yesterday, yes, I have every cause to believe in that, because that is the beginning. It's always very, very difficult for voters to get to where they will vote, and they are not able to vote because there are no materials. Yes, it is a way forward. My understanding is that all the materials have left the INEC office and now in the areas where the voting booths have been erected. So it's a way forward, definitely. Yes.
Yeah, well, peace accord, which we saw yesterday, a renewed one, that is, because the first one, no doubt, was broken. We saw the Okrika episode, a couple of other skirmishes across the country, people being stoned, people being pelted, people being howled at, and it was need for us to call two participants of this particular process to come back and put pen to paper, show the people why they mustn't go that route again.
Yes, I'm happy this had happened, but the problem is not per se on the people who are going to sign to make sure that there is peace. The problem lies more on the participants. They're not the party executives, the party men and their thugs that will go and do what they are not expected to do, irrespective of what their bosses have signed on a piece of paper. That one, since there's no sanction, there's no way to make sure that if anybody who contravenes will be penalized. The paper they signed didn't give any mandate to the police to arrest and punish and do whatever it is. They just signed that they will agree and implement whatever the two parties have agreed to do together. But that does not mean that they will leave wherever they are to go and monitor.
Ambassador,
Just permit me to just interject there, my apologies. But I want to look at what the election observers are doing at the moment, the Transition Monitoring Group to be specific. There are about 4,000 of them. They have decided that they will be using a quick count method. How does this apply to the equation as we progress in these elections?
Thank you very much. You know, Nigeria is a country with very, very large population. There are some countries where after the election it takes up to 1 week before the results are announced. In this country, if that will happen, there will be so much rancor, there will be so much crisis, people waiting for results, people count accusations and counter accusations. So if it is possible to get the counting very fast to come up with a result, that will be very helpful for all of us, because the attention will now be diverted to trying to do other things without having problems with determining whether or not people are trying to change the election results as it may happen. It has happened before.
What about the EU observers? What about other observers just being sent to Nigeria at this time? What are your expectations? Do they understand the terrain to try to, go around this one and try to get the exact information and transmit it, as it were?
Absolutely. I think there will be, because before you get people to come to be election observers, definitely they will want to understand the terrain or recruit scouts and guides that will be taking them from point A to point B. They would have also done their own homework to determine how and when they will be in certain places, and what is the template they are expected to follow to be able to get what they're here to do, that is to observe, and observe appropriately. They are not on holiday. That's the fact of the matter. They are not on sightseeing. That's the fact of the matter. So I'm sure they would have already done their homework. They will want to do it well, definitely.
Ambassador, from what you've seen so far, are you optimistic that these elections will be free, fair and credible?
Well, from my perspective, I believe so, because the INEC has come up with the different kinds of things that are new and novel in our system that will be used to make sure that whatever they are trying to do, or we are all trying to do as a country in our system, will be very, very, very transparent and credible. That's what matters.
Well, Ambassador Chike Anigbo, would like to thank you so very much for speaking with us on Nigeria 2015. Well, now before we move on back to you, Kaide, we would like to take the pre-election speech of Mr. President, and we'll come back to you and so that you tell us what Channels is doing with this particular election.
Good.